So it's about time I did a review of my pedal board. Let me show you what I got going on, and I'll do more detailed look at each one of my individual pedals and the settings I have them on at another time. But just want to kind of do some playing around tonight, and I figured I'd let you see the pedal board in action. First, let me tune up here. Do the first review of my tuner. It's the Korg Pitch Black, which I really love. It's very bright. You can see it really well on stages where you've got a lot of spotlighting straight down on you, even outside, which whenever you're doing outside gigs, it's like a whole new world trying to figure out what pedals you got going on. When you can't see them, that definitely makes it hard to do. So it might help if I give it some volume to know what I'm trying to send it as far as signal goes. So elsewhere on my board, if you want to kind of follow from the top right, I've got a compression sustainer. It's a CS3 that's modified by Humphrey Audio. If you're a bass player and you don't have any pedals, and you're strongly against them, can I at least convince you to get a CS3 that's been modded for bass? Any place you go, the sound guy will love you. It'll give you a nice sustain, consistent, but the compression part of it will also help you really seem almost like a better player if you have a hard time with right hand control. I know for myself, I get pretty amped up when I'm playing live, and I have a heavy right hand pluck anyway, and so you kind of get clipping out of the strings. The compressor in the CS3 will bring that down some, and it just sends the sound guy a nice consistent tone, and it makes sure that the tone that I'm getting stays consistent, because it's not going to be clipping due to the strings just over vibrating because I'm just going crazy on it. So if you don't have any pedals and you're wondering if you need any, the CS3, I would argue, is something that every bass player should use. It just really will help you get everything that you're trying to create with your bass consistent, keep it consistent through your playing, and also allow you to get a little bit more sustain out of your bass, which, you know, when you're hitting whole notes, especially for you guys who are playing on worship teams, if you're hitting a lot of whole notes, especially nice soft worship songs, you want it to really resonate and keep that floor going. So from there, the CS3, I'm actually going into the SansAmp bass driver DI. I'm not actually using it as a DI because of where I have it in my signal chain, but this thing's awesome. A lot of guys have the single one. The reason why I have the programmable one, it just gives me 3 options to save settings in there. So that way I have, well, I'll let you hear. This on the far left is my tone I pretty much use for everything, a universal tone. So it's a little bit. So it's got a little bit of drive to it to help it kind of cut through the mix a little bit, nothing too crazy. That's why I use that as my general all-around tone. I also have a setting over here with a little bit more drive to it if I'm doing a song that needs more drive, or a special bass part, or if I kind of want to do a section where maybe the artist bass player did something with a pick really trebly coming through. I'll use this one to kind of help myself. See, I don't use a pick. It's just not my preference. So that way I can use this setting with my plucking. It sounds like this. It's just got a little bit more drive to it. The middle setting, I don't really know even what I have it set it on right now. I keep that one open if I'm doing a special item or something, maybe something a little bluesy. I've got that spot open where I can set a custom tone and save it. And on our way here, out of the Tech 21 SansAmp, I'm going to my volume pedal, which pretty much use it as is, but I also use it for swells. And from out of there, it goes through my looper and then to my tuner on out. Now, where the looper comes in is what involves these other three pedals here. When I hit this effects looper, it's going to actually send the signal through this GEB7, which has been modified by Analog Man. The GEB7 is a nice pedal on its own, however it does have a lot of fuzz and feedback. So with it modified, it's got some better quality components in there. It's just going to sound better and not have as much fuzz when you go through that. The reason I use that is with the swell sound that I go for, I've found that to keep the low end in completely full, like the bass normally offers, if I'm trying to do swells on a low end, it kind of overwhelms the house and it'll overwhelm the subs. So based on feedback from different sound engineers that I've worked with, that's the reason why I put the EQ in line, just to filter out some of the lows. Right now I don't actually have it filtering any of the lows because I was kind of goofing off earlier. I'm going to leave it there for this little bit of ambient bass I'm going to do in a minute. Next I've got the Dispatch Master by Earthquaker Devices. I just picked this up, so I've been kind of experimenting with it the last couple days. I really love this pedal. It's delay and reverb built in, and there's tons of videos out there with the review on this, so you can check that out. And if you check out my ambient bass video, you'll hear some of it, and I'll do a more full review on that in the future. And then next I've got the Nova delay from TC Electronics. The reason why I got this one is because of the digital readout. For those of us bass players, you know, we hold down the percussion section, and so we're really going right in line with the drummer, and it's very important for drummers to know what the BPM is for the songs. If you're playing songs, especially on a worship team, you've got that set up. And I know in a lot of the scenarios I play, the drummers will all use in-ears with a background track, a backing track, but at the very least we'll have a click track, and so everybody's in sync, the tempo's in sync. So I wanted the digital readout so I know that as I'm tapping it in, the tempo, I can tell if I'm close. And if I have time before a song starts, I can actually dial in the exact number. There's even more features. There's ways that you can preset tempos in this and recall them. But for me, just being a bass player, doing it on the fly, I can get pretty close, and no one knows the difference anyways. Not to mention I'm really only using it for swells, so getting close works in this case. And so with my effects chain activated here, this is kind of what I get. I'll just go through some swells here. Got a really nice feel to it, kind of keeps echoing back and forth, and some of that's a combination of the Nova delay and the Dispatch Master. And I'll do another more detailed review later on how I have those set up. Like I said, I'm still experimenting with that Dispatch Master, so at least you guys can see what I have on my pedal board, what I'm using. And so in the future, just look forward to my other videos when I do in-depth reviews of each one, and just stay tuned. Thanks.